It keeps getting better. Heavenly Delusions is so good. Heavenly Delusion fans are eating good right now. I'm loving this show. I just keep loving this show. But man, so much revealed in this episode that really has my gears turning as to what exactly is happening. I think when we first got the introduction of this kind of nursery setting, my assumption was that it's the director and all the humans within it that are manipulating these children, changing them, testing things out. And so yeah, when it came to suddenly everybody falling in love, I'm like, well, obviously they're introducing love to these children just so they can see if they'll, procreate. But no, it seems like the system itself is actually manipulating the children, and the humans in it are like going, wow, that's weird. Why are they doing that? So it actually has opened up a massive can of worms in my mind that is really intriguing me. Like, I assumed Mimi Hime is, experimenting. Oh, let me send him some lewds. And she was like, whoa, lewds. No, the system's doing it. And I guess I should have got that indication with Tokyo receiving the message in the first episode. Tokyo had the little tablet and it said something, and he's like, well, that's weird. And what it's kind of turning into is, as we see in this episode, the humans that are observing the security system, it's telling them, detected them being too close. Detected this guy's doing a handstand on the side of this railing. They're going, whoa, that's weird. I guess he's always been kind of energetic. Oh, those two girls are getting too close to each other. Who taught him that? They're experimenting with things that the humans are like, wait, that's not in our role. We're not supposed to be doing that. Why are they doing that? That's very curious. Who introduced that to them? The system is. As we've seen with him receiving that picture of Mimi Hime, I thought it was weird. And I joked about it when I did that episode impressions. I'm like, what, she like set up her tablet over here and then go over and start showering and then have it on timer so that it goes off at the exact time? Or I guess she could record a video and then screen capped it, but it's indicating here the picture's gone. Shiro's panicking like, well crap, it's supposed to be right here, where'd it go? And then he goes to Mimi Hime, and Mimi Hime is like, I never sent you anything, what are you talking about? And I'm like, okay, so Mimi Hime is not as thirsty as I thought she was, but then I'm like, wait, then who sent it to Shiro? And as I'm seeing all these shots of Tokyo going around and the footage isn't showing her, my assumption was that Tokyo had the ability to alter machines, and that's why she's seen something with the screen. But no, it's the system itself is hiding Tokyo sneaking around. And then when I think about that, adding with the fact that Shiro's receiving a picture of Mimi Hime and all these children are experimenting, the system, the overall security system, which seems to be a part of this one core, which is this big android with a big belly, like this big queen bee that's within the facility. The director comes up to her and is like, well, what's going on? I need a report. Like, why did you report there's an intruder? Well, it's just like whenever a human needs more examinations. Do you immediately know what's wrong? Indicating, go figure it out. I don't know what's happening. No, the system's going, yeah, I know what happened, but I'm not going to tell you. And I think the director knows. I really do think this director, the way that she kind of responded to that was like, oh, is that so? It gave me an indication this director's like, you're doing something, aren't you? And I think she's kind of okay with it. It's kind of, I don't know if it's a game of chess between the two of them. She's realizing this thing is starting to change. It's evolving its mind. Once again, don't trust robots with AI and stuff. Eventually, you get outclassed. But it sort of indicates that the director's kind of okay with whatever they're doing. She seems a little playful, I guess. But yeah, I think at its core, this machine, this AI within the middle of all these things, that's probably producing the children. Like this big, massive robot that's incubating the children. I think it's trying to help its children. It wants them to find out stuff. It wants them to grow. It wants them to mature and experiment and, yes, procreate. It wants grandchildren or whatever. And like I said, that suddenly just makes my mind go a million different directions, and it's super, super fascinating. But no, I loved Shiro and Mimi Hime's conversation because it like turns into, it's making, I feel, whenever I see you, I feel weird. And she's like, well, what do you mean by that? Well, I feel like I want to lock you up in my room. Well, that's fine. I can go by your room later and hang out there. That's fine. No, I want to do other things. Like what? Take off everything and then like you. Oh, so you're going to eat me? No, I won't eat you because if I eat you, you'll go away. It's so fascinating in its like discovery aspect. He doesn't understand what he thinks and he can't explain it. At the same time, she's trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about. It's that discovery that is super fascinating to me. And it turns into funny if you know what they're actually trying to talk about. But still, like I said, Mimi Hime is not as crazy as I thought she was. I just assumed she's sending these nudes and then just acting all goofy and stuff. It changes the dynamics completely. But yes, for the majority of this whole segment, we of course have Tokyo going with Froppy. I'm gonna call her Froppy from now on. Cuckoo's basically Froppy. She's a human frog climbing up the side of the wall, like, come on up here. But no, they go inside and they see the faceless babies, which at this point, I mean, I guess they could be these children. Like, these babies in here are the children that eventually be the children. But now I'm starting to think more that those are the man-eaters. Or the possibility that both the man-eaters and these children are the same thing. They just, some of them are failures and some are not. But obviously, based on what happened at the end of the last episode, and what we dealt with this episode with Haruki and Maru having to fight this fish thing, whatever Kona is drawing is becoming reality. And so it makes me really kind of want to, like, look at all those pictures on the wall that Kona has drawn and see where they've been in the world. I don't think I remember seeing the bird, but we at least seen the fish, which, yes, the ED pretty much kind of fully spells that out for you. But I'm wondering if the depiction of the hands and the egg and whatnot might be possibly the big incubator in the middle of this whole nursery. The thing that's controlling everything. Which makes me wonder, how did he manifest that afterwards unless he is something that wasn't birthed from it? But yeah, they went in there, full coverage, the system itself hiding that they went in there. They left the footprint behind, they pointed it out, so obviously somebody's gonna find the footprint. But I'll be curious to how that all kind of affects the overall story. Like I said, it's the assumption is that those babies are either these children eventually, or they'll become the man-eaters. Of course, the other segment in here was Tokyo kind of observing all this stuff, eventually going to her friend who is dying. He tries to, push himself upon her. She freaks out, runs away, runs into Kona, talks about how everybody's acting weird. And he's like, well, once people fall in love, they want to touch or be touched. And she's like, well, I want that to be you. And he's like, well, you, me as well. The interesting thing here again is, how does Kona know all that? That's the big question mark. Again, they're all experimenting with these feelings and things that are being manipulated by the system, but how does he know what specifically love and how it works is? Unless Kona was been given information from the system, it's a little more advanced than what everybody else is. Everybody else is just responding to the physical urges that they've been kind of implanted with. Kona is understanding a more higher level of a more romantic side of it, turning it from just physical to explaining it mentally and through romance. But despite my fact that I feel really bad for the poor kid, technically Tokyo has been after Kona for a long time. But I like how at the end he kind of apologizes, I'm sorry, I didn't think about your feelings, I pushed myself upon you. But then again, you need to get out of here. I'm done. I'm not going to make it. You need to get out of here. This place is dangerous. So it makes me wonder, what makes him think it's dangerous? What did he see? And if what he's seen caused his death, or is causing his death. This idea that because he's seen something he wasn't, the system itself poisoned him with this disease that killed him. Or are they all there to test a way of being immune to this disease, and he was one of the test subjects, and now he's dead? And he wants her to get out of there because he knows that he was infected by them trying to find a cure. Either way, we do know that eventually they're going to get out of there because, again, Mimihime can see the future, and eventually Haruki and Maru is going to show up. Or Kiruko. I don't know what to call him now. I don't know what to call him now. Big Sis. I think they were fine with Big Sis, so we'll just keep calling him Big Sis. But yes, on Kiruko and Maru's side, we get them fighting the big fish thing, and we kind of get a indication that Kiruko here is showing that the reason why they've lived for so long, the reason why they survived, is purely based on observing surroundings and taking out the monster. I didn't always have this gun to solve all my problems. I didn't always have Maru grab to solve all my problems. I had to use my mind. I had to figure out what was around me and use it against it. Good assumption that this fish is gonna die based on moisture being lost, but okay. But no, I really liked their side of this whole episode because while everything was kind of getting weird and heavy on the side of the nursery, on their side, it was more focused on action and comedic moments. Yes, taking down the fish and then eventually kind of going to this one location that this guy told him about. And he's like, it doesn't even look like the same bird. What a gangster idiot. Doesn't even look like the same bird. And the joke's about the you can eat it. Because it's Yukon. It's cute. It's dumb. But anyways, that is episode 4 of Heavenly Delusion. Hope you guys enjoyed my impressions. As always, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know what you thought of the episode. Additionally, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you got my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more, I have a Patreon link, tips link, super thanks, and membership button down below. Greatly appreciate it, but it supports the channel. You guys mean so much to me, and y'all take care.